Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald, Second Swing Golf here at the Ping Proving Grounds in Arizona, joined by Mr. James Lee, Master Fitter here with Ping for some new irons.
Yes.
G440.
Yes.
So it's been, G430 was awesome.
It was.
Tons of added distance and ball speed. So now I'm very excited to see what Ping has packed into the G440 here. It looks great. Looks fantastic. I like the cleanup of the PureFlex badge on the back. But in terms of the tech, James, kind of let's dive into it. What's different, what's improved with G440 versus G430 or really any of the past G models?
Right. So in some of the lofts, we've changed because now we have, previously we had G430, we had an extra wedge built in. Now we're back to 4 wedges in there.
Okay.
Highest loft being a 56 now.
Okay.
So we took out the 58. And as far as fitting purposes, we now have a retro, which is what I'm holding in my hand. So if I have someone that's hitting the ball low, I can actually put this in a retro setting to see about getting that launch and spin up a little bit more for the slower club head speeds. So it enhances our fitting tools. But the PureFlex badge, a little softer feel.
Okay.
The face is like 9% thinner, so ball speed is going to be a little faster.
Yeah.
So you might see increase in distance as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, because that's I know thinning that face out is a challenge. I know for engineering wise because you still want to make sure you're getting that solid performance all over the face without sacrificing say the durability of it, right? But a 9% thinner even further. It's already, I knew the G430 was already pretty thin, and so what kind of in terms of the distance, and then obviously we talked about the fitting capabilities. You have the power spec and the retro spec options. So you have this range of lofts, and then with the AFS system too. Let's talk about that and what kind of when golfers are getting fit at Second Swing or getting fit here for the G440 irons. What does the AFS system allow the fitters to do?
So again, if I have someone hitting a high ball, a lot of launch, a lot of spin, I want to bring that down, and the shaft doesn't do it, then I get you into a power spec. Loft is going to change that more than a shaft will. So now we have more tools to work with. And just the opposite, like I said, if someone's hitting a low ball and slower club head speed and they need that ball launching up in the air, now I can go to retro. And they can see it rather than let's put you in retro and not see what that's going to actually do.
Right, and then also the other cool thing is kind of the different colorway on the color dots.
Right.
Lie angle chart that also kind of fits into that whole fitting process for the G440 irons. So there's a lot packed in here, and I'm really excited to do some testing because I'm actually I mean I know you agree with me, but like the look is so clean for kind of this category, this iron. It's like it almost looks like it's a player's distance type iron versus
nice spin
maybe
top
that
line,
game improvement.
but ton of forgiveness. Another thing we added was the iron lengths are different. So no, typically your 7 iron is 37. That stayed the same, but as we get into the 6, the 6 iron is not 37.5, it's a little bit more than that. And the 5 is a little bit longer. So again, that increases distance, could increase a little club head speed. So
I see, okay.
Overall,
going for a little bit more, maybe launch out of that too, if you're swinging a tiny bit faster. Okay, interesting. And then of course, with the forgiveness packed in here, even it might be tiny bit, because typically the longer clubs are maybe a little bit tougher to control, but there's so much forgiveness in here that it really does.
We can go longer.
Yeah, you can go longer, exactly. So, all right, well, I'm going to do some testing. I'm going to hit the G440s here. I'm excited. I think you're going to be a ton of ball speed and distance out of this thing.
Looking forward to it.
Ooh. It's a little low in the face.
You do have some club head speed. 90.
90? Didn't feel like 90. Okay, that's better. A little left, I know, but...
Yeah, you're just a little left of your target.
Okay. Holy, that was way left. Let's straighten this guy out here. It's a little better.
But those are perfect numbers for me to chat and make a change.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'm trapping it down to the left. Yeah, that's not good, so. That one was hit a little better. Well, I got to say, I like how it feels.
Okay, good.
Because I feel like what was nice about some of those is I didn't hit them all perfect. Even this last one clearly was a little low face.
Right.
But it still felt it wasn't like that displeasing low face shot. You know, like sometimes it doesn't feel awesome. You kind of get that almost that sting sensation.
Correct.
But I didn't get that at all with that.
That badge helps with that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So a little softer.
I'm really actually I'm impressed by that for sure. But
so
what do we got
let's
here?
look at a couple of numbers here that I want to discuss. So if you look at your average launch, you're at about 11.9.
Yeah.
And your spin is about 5,400. So that's a little on the low side. Your land angle is 40. I look for 40 to 45 because that's your stopping power. So what I want to do is introduce our new retro and see if we can get this launch up to like 15, 16 and get your spin rate closer to 6,000 and see if we can increase your carry distance, which it's not a big deal because you're already hitting it about 200 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, obviously, I'm not worried about distance.
Right.
I would be more worried about, like you said, the spin up, making sure if I hit a 7-iron.
Correct.
I mean, hopefully I can stop a 7-iron on the green.
Correct.
Right? So that would be the main goal here.
Right, and that's what I want to make sure. So we're gonna put you into a retro spec and see if those numbers change for you.
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see the added loft here. Hopefully it's, I hear our second swing fitters say all the time, loft is your friend. So
yes, that is a correct statement. See the difference already?
Yeah, that was much higher launch.
So remember the number I said, around 16 to 17?
Yeah.
And we got 16.8.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like that.
And land angle, 48. That
still went that far, really.
Yes.
Because I mean, again, I'm kind of doing this closed face deal right now, and that ball's going left. But to still see it go that far, carry 192 like that is
correct. And ball speed went up as well.
Same shot, I think.
17.2 launch angle.
Yeah. Let's try to hit it straight here.
Oh, there we go.
There's the one.
I love that shot right there.
See, I'm a draw player with my irons. I just was closing the face a little bit, but once I got it all squared up, that's the shot. And
let me show you that one, because that was your best shot right there with the new retro, right? So I wanted you around 17.
Yeah, that's exactly
16,
what
17.
you said. Yeah.
So we got 17, and I said I wanted you around 6,000, and we got 6,072.
Yeah.
Land angle, 50, and you didn't really lose any distance. So you're at 190 carry, ball's landing soft, but we're getting the launch and the spin we need compared to 12 launch at 56. We're at 17 at 6,000.
Yeah, I mean those are all. It's funny how you like. Let's get to these numbers, and then
Right, because we know what number we need.
Yeah.
And I know what we need to use to get to that number, and add in that retro into our mix now is so good.
So is that kind of what was happening a lot with, say, G430 in the past? Was you would get there, were there instances where there was somebody like me or somebody that needed a little bit more loft with the prior model, and that's kind of the reason for this added retro spec in there?
And yes, that is correct for some of the feedback, but we know if someone's hitting 13 or 14, we know the retro, they wouldn't even have to have hit it.
Right. And
we know when it's going to work, but now you can actually see the numbers.
Yeah, we have the visual proof and the numerical proof of it.
Right.
Because this was, it's not even about the distance necessarily, because the
not at all.
distance is pretty similar.
Not at all.
But also that one was just
so you didn't lose any
straighter.
distance, but we got stopping power.
Right.
Which is important.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at that. 17.1 launch.
Yeah, so even that was like slightly fat, but it's still launched high, which I like.
Correct.
The spin will probably be down because of, that's how it happens with the, oh no, interesting.
Yeah, you just lost a little distance because you caught a little heavy, but
yeah,
it's still launched where we needed to.
Yeah, and it would stopped when it needed to. Yeah.
So that was a little on the thin side, and this is what I want to point out also.
Yeah.
So having that retro spec, your missed shot was better than your best shot with the standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I fit you for your misses, right?
Yeah.
Not for your good shots. And so if you catch it thin and it's in retro, it's still going to get up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You catch it thin and it's on your standard setting, it's going to be too low. It's going to get to the ground. No stopping power.
Yeah, that's good.
So really good numbers. And again, you caught these a little heavy and it still went straight. you still got some of the distance, right? So it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like you said, the average. Now, again, I had cut that one thin and fat, but average launch angle was 16 degrees.
That's where we need to live.
That's what you're looking for.
I said 16 to 17, right?
So pretty good. Plus, again, like I mentioned, the feel. I like that the feel doesn't change a ton from whether I hit it solid.
Correct.
On the low face, like that cavity badge does a great job of kind of dampening those unwanted vibrations that you might get.
The Pure Flex badge is good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good little demonstration there of what retrospect can do for you.
For sure.
All right, so James, testing complete there. A fun little session there because,
for sure.
I would admit that my swings there weren't the best that I could put together, but it was actually still cool to see exactly what you kind of predicted and sort of wanted to happen.
Correct.
Happened with the switch to the retrospect there. So I guess in general with this iron and what you saw from testing, is there a type of golfer or golfers out there that maybe they're looking for some new irons? What type of players would best be fit into or benefit from G440?
So there's players out there that just want faster ball speeds. They want to hit it further, and that's the G440. So it's going to give them that speed that they're looking for.
Yeah, there's a ton of speed, and then even diving further into it, we talked about the retrospec and power spec too. So maybe what type of player would you most likely fit into power spec, and then kind of the same with retrospec?
So if I have a player that's maybe launching at like 18 or 19 with spin rates in 75, 76, and the shaft is helping a little bit, but the loft is actually going to change that a little bit more than the shaft will. So that's when I'll go into a power spec. Now keep in mind, power spec is not for everybody, because it also depends on their attack angle. Because if I have someone that is pretty steep and I power spec, it's going to dig, and that's what we don't want. So that's why we have to have that happy medium and make sure that they're getting the launch and spin they need without the the turf interaction that's going to hinder them.
Right, exactly. And then in my case with the retrospec, if it was you're hitting the ball too low, not enough spin, that's where
it was perfect for you. Perfect. Again, we weren't looking for distance for you, but we needed a little bit better landing angle, and we needed a little higher launch with spin, and the retro was perfect for you.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, this has been fantastic. G440 irons. I mean, I think the only thing left to say is to go get fit. For the golfers that are watching this, there's like you mentioned, all those players might be looking for some more distance, looking for some more ball speed. The G440 irons definitely do it. And I also, I'll keep saying it, I love the feel of these things as well. So go get fit. And James, thank you for all the insight today and
you're welcome.
Helping us get set up here out at Ping. This has been awesome.
Thanks for coming.